going to head into international wrestling now. Freestyle. We have our women competitors. We have two top Olympic hopefuls, regular competitors during the season, agreeing to wrestle each other tonight.
Yeah, not only the regular competitors, they train in Colorado Springs with our women's residence program, a very strong program. We've got really, I think every one of the national champions this year have been training out in that program. And these two are not only competitors internationally, both of these have had great success internationally. They're with Deanna Ricks, who also trains out in Colorado Springs. All three of these are the three main competitors for our world team, and whoever makes that team has a very strong chance at a medal at the World Championships.
Kelsey Campbell has won the last two U.S. Open titles, has never been on a world team yet. Her opponent, Leigh Jaynes, national champ back in 2007, was a member of the 2007 world team. We're at 59 kilos, that's 130 pounds.
And you will see a difference in style with these two. Kelsey is very strong. She's very tight in her technique. She doesn't open up a lot. Leigh Jaynes has some great flexibility, and you'll see potentially some unusual positions in countering because she can use that flexibility to her advantage.
This will be a great match. First points in this first period, I think, will be real key.
The one thing you'll notice here, if you're watching this, going to be different than high school, is they'll stay right in the middle. In international style, the out of bounds is your enemy. If you step out, you're going to give an opponent a point. So these top-level athletes concentrate on staying right there in the middle or getting their opponent to have their back towards the edge of the mat approximately when they get to about 2-3 feet near the edge. And already you can tell we've gone 45 seconds, and you could have had a still camera on this because they haven't left that inner circle.
Yeah, both are very experienced. Kelsey Campbell, she won the Urigan tournament this year in Russia. A tremendous tournament victory for her. And Leigh Jaynes has multiple medals overseas as well. No points on that one, Mitch.
Kelsey had a nice single but got extended, and Leigh Jaynes sprawled very hard. I think it was a smart move by Kelsey to let that go. You expend a lot of energy for a very little chance of scoring on that. Now a nice 2-on-1 into the single. Leigh Jaynes trying to throw Kelsey off of the overhook. Kelsey blocking that out pretty hard. We're down to 20 seconds and no score.
Yeah, Kelsey doesn't give up a lot of points. I mean, she and Deanna Ricks, who was our last world team member the last two times, often go scoreless periods. Well, Leigh Jaynes often gets the offense going, but right now it's very even in the first period.
Period ends, no score. We'll go in to the single leg clinch here.
Got referee Marcia Hayes pulls the ball, and it's blue.
So what'll happen here is Kelsey gets the choice of which leg. They'll start there, and she'll have 30 seconds to score. And what you will see is the intent of this is to give the advantage to the offensive wrestler. And so the call for the takedown in a normal situation might not be, but if you hit your hip, they usually score it. For the women, it's close to a 50-50 who wins this position. For the men, it's probably 80% of the time the person with the single will win. Now Kelsey is trying to walk Leigh Jaynes out in that single because she steps out, it's a point, And it is. She gets the point.
She finished that off nicely, Mitch. For a while, it looked like Leigh Jaynes was going to counter and get out of there. But Kelsey stayed strong with it and finally did get the point in the time allotted.
So the first period goes to Kelsey Campbell. It's the best of 3 periods. So if Kelsey wins this next period, it's over in 4 minutes. If Leigh Jaynes wins the period, then we'll go to the third deciding period.
We're into the second period. Each period in freestyle wrestling is on your feet. That's how they start. Going to see anything different this period, you think, Mitch?
Well, I think Leigh Jaynes will try to open up a little more because she can't afford to go to a clinch again. But with that, she did open it up, and Kelsey took that single. Now she's going to try to take her down. Here's where Leigh Jaynes tough. She's very flexible. So down she goes onto the mat. I don't know if they've scored any points. They go out of bounds. They say the referee goes 1 point Campbell. It was confirmed. It's 1-0 Campbell.
Yeah, Kelsey finished that one off pretty good. She got around behind him. I'm not sure if they scored it as a takedown or a step out, but I think it was some very...
Well, you literally could have called it either one in that case. Now Leigh Jaynes needs to score, and really it doesn't change anything. Leigh had to score in this period. If she gets a point, it's going to be 1-1, and she will have the lead as the person that scored last.
Yeah, Leigh Jaynes needs to score here. She has a variety of ways of scoring. It's not always... See, look at that. That was a very unique attempt.
Yep. But she couldn't come up and finish it. Kelsey's very strong. Like I said, she's tight in her technique. She doesn't make many mistakes. Now we'll see if Leigh can roll her. I'm not
this
sure
is one
Kelsey
of her better
wants
positions.
to be here.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And
They called a fall. Leigh Jaynes gets the fall. Crotch lift to a pin.
Yep, I said Kelsey did not want to be in that position. Leigh is very flexible, shifted it out, did the crotch lift, and when she took over, both shoulders are on the mat for a momentary period. That's all you need. If it gets confirmed, which the referee called and the judge both called the fall.
That's very exciting. I mean, this first period